Hang on. And we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How the hell are you all?
Oh, ADV Dad already getting a comment in. It's up.
Oh, he got that in ages ago. I had a few slightly unhappy comments from Australian people for going on so late at night, but I said I'd just be doing it more for the US/UK and Ireland audience today, so I sort of have to mix it up, don't I?
Yeah, in fairness, the last time you were good scheduling wise for Australia, so let's keep mixing it up.
Yeah, exactly. So, suck it up, princesses.
Well, to be fair as well, it depends on the person. Like midnight is not late for me. I would never be asleep by then. So
I've been going to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning every day since this lockdown.
oh, sad,
just getting box sets and just binging series of whatever. Just
binging series of Paddy Outback and the Gorilla Biker, of course, right?
To be honest, I've got so little time to watch any YouTube because Netflix has just taken over with flipping life.
That happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's like I've been smashing into Amazon Prime lately. Like, I watched the new episode of the Grand Tour today. I've been watching Jack Ryan, shit like that. I've been keeping far too busy watching TV to,
Yep.
Yeah, it's tough. Papa Hefe just messaged me there. He cannot enter the stream, so it's just the three of us. So one of the people we were meant to have in the stream cannot make it. Sorry about that, folks.
But the link is still in the description, right?
It is. Emmanuel, he only has about 160 subs, and he deserves an awful lot more. Cool. Now, who have we got in the comments? We've got Phil's Garage. Hello, Phil, and also congratulations on hitting 1,000 subs too, buddy. Philo has just hit the magical 1K mark as well, and me and Philo go way back at the old motovlogging crack. He's one of my OG subs, so nice. Good on him. Yes. What else have we got here? Gary Burton. Hi, Paddy. What time is it there? It's just gone midnight. I'm about to turn into a pumpkin. And Bandit Man UK. Hello, Bandit Man UK. So, we've got a few people in the watching now. So, we might kick on with the old topics. So, I'm going to have to add my technician here, Mr. Gorilla Biker, put him on standby here, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to discuss a couple of upcoming bikes that are being released around now. And the first one we're going to discuss is one I have opinions on, many opinions, and that is the KTM 390 Adventure. I'll just get the bold Gorilla Biker to stick a picture of it up there so you can have a look. Sean Trail, thank you very much for coming. Hang on. So I just have to pop this up now, I think. Add to stream. Hold on. There it is, folks. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the brand new KTM 390 Adventure. And I have two problems with it. The first one being the bloody wheels. Why are they releasing an adventure bike, a bike with adventure in the title, and it's going to be quite popular in Australia and probably sell well, and it has bloody cast alloy wheels? For God's sake, KTM, what the hell are you thinking? That is really, really dumb. And the second issue I have is the fact, and I think Hippodrons can back me up on this, is that the build quality in the old 390s is not exactly brilliant.
Yeah, it's certainly a bit sketchy on mine. I was quite involved in a lot of the Facebook groups and stuff like that for it. And across the whole world, the dashboard was a major problem. KTM UK were telling me that it was just my bike and I was the only one that had moaned about it. Yeah, I know full well that hundreds of people had been whinging about it. Used to fill up with water. There was like a little waterfall in there. The build quality on it, it just felt cheap compared to the previous model 390. which my mate's got. Although I don't like the look of the previous one, it's a much more solid motorcycle. And I don't know whether that one was built in Austria and the new one's built in India, or whether they're both built in India.
It'll be built in India, yes.
The new one definitely is, but I'm not sure whether the old one was.
Yeah.
And I've got no problem with where any bike's built. I mean, when Triumph were built in Thailand, stuff like that. So it doesn't matter. But what they're doing is they're keeping costs down, but they're not just keeping costs down by going to where it's cheaper labour. They're keeping costs down by using cheap materials as well. And
exactly.
I think that's the wrong thing to be doing, especially with a brand like KTM, which is supposed to be a premium sort of brand, aren't they? Really?
Yeah.
So it sort of belittles their own name. I think.
And BMW are doing exactly the same thing. Because there's been numerous problems reported with the G310s as well. Apparently, they've been subject to several recalls and everything. That's
what I was going to bring up as well. The 310, like the local dealer here. I went in to speak about the 310 not recently enough. It was last October when I was kind of talking to them about possibly doing test rides. Which I still haven't heard back about, by the way, if you're listening. But he, even in fairness, the guy in there kind of was fairly open about the fact that they'd had a lot of issues with the 310, and I think it's exactly what Hippo said around cheaper materials, and I think that's kind of unfortunately the way a lot of bikes are going modern wise. Like even if you compare, for instance, my Phaser to the MT-07. There's way more plastic on the MT-07, way more plastic. Whereas with my bike, it's metal and a tank. Do you know what I mean? And one plastic fairing. Which
at the same
level bike, it was cheap enough. So
at the same time, my old R3 was built in Indonesia, and it might have been cheaper labour, but they certainly didn't skimp on the quality. The thing was tight as a bloody drum, and it was bulletproof. And the same cannot be said for, unfortunately, the newer BMWs and KTMs.
I think that's a lot of Yamahas, though. To be fair to them, they're actually pretty good quality and reliability wise. Like I said, the MT-07 is plastic, but it's still a pretty bulletproof machine by all accounts.
Yeah.
Whereas BMW and KTM have been suspect in the past, even on their expensive bikes. I know someone who had a nightmare with a 1290 Super Adventure here and eventually got rid of it. So
and and it's not like that. Japanese manufacturers have a long history. Well, they're car manufacturers have a long history to go into other Asian countries and building cars, and there being no massive dip in quality at all. Honda and Toyota, for example, have been building in Thailand for years, and they're still as bulletproof as they ever were. So it's not the fact that they're going to, I suppose, emerging economies in Asia that's the issue that's resulting in a dip in quality. It's the fact that they're just being bloody cheap is what's resulting 100%. In a dip in quality. Yeah,
which I think the whole thought process of that is just so backwards to me, because for me, who buys the small displacement cheaper bikes? Beginners. So
people who are in a budget themselves.
Exactly, but even if you look at it, right, so say you want to get someone in on the ground floor of your brand, and that's either a learner or someone who's just starting off, be whatever age they might be, and getting a cheaper bike to build up to. If they buy, for instance, a BMW 310 and that thing is bulletproof for 3-4 years, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to move up, they're going to stick with that brand. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's the same in like that's just basic common business sense. Like, like build a good quality product that gets people wanting to buy. It's like if you buy a Toyota Yaris as your first car and have 5 trouble-free years with it, you're going to buy a Corolla or a Camry as your next car, or
that's
a RAV4, or whatever. And it's if you buy something that's breaking down all the time, you're not, and it just makes no common sense. There's no common sense to it at all. It's really dumb.
Yeah, and even like when you look at it, you had a Yamaha for how long? Not exactly decades.
A year and a half.
And you still speak positively about that brand. That says
absolutely,
it all.
Yeah. I haven't a bad word to say about them, no. And I love Yamahas, yeah. The only problem is that if the T7 had been released 18 months sooner, I probably would have bought one. Probably wouldn't have even looked at the V-Strom, you know.
Those T7s are...
Just, yeah, they're nice. They're schmick. What's that, Peter?
The T7's getting mega good raves, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone loves it. But again, it's the same power plant as they use in the MT-07 and the Tracer 700, so it was going to do well. Like, there's, obviously minor modifications, but they took something that they were like, okay, this is done exceptionally well for us. It's a reliable power plant. Switch it up slightly and put it into a frame. Like, they know how to build a frame. Do you know what I mean? They know how to build an off-road frame.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was but the thing I think I like about the T7 is that Yamaha just went and built a good, solid bike. They didn't. It's not the fanciest bike in the world. It hasn't anywhere near as much of the modern tech as the KTM, for example. But I would imagine that if I was taking off across the country, only taking dirt, I know which dirt roads. I know which one I'd want to be sitting on.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's Yamaha reliable. And like I think on most reliability surveys, actually Yamaha are pretty much top.
And
even I think even more so than Honda.
Yeah, and even like with that, and that's definitely modern perspective. And don't get me wrong, Honda are fantastic as well. But like for Banditman UK, I think that's the proof of the pudding. He bought what is a performance hyper naked, and he's toured everywhere with it. You know what I mean? And hasn't had any problems. I've never heard him say like a proper bad word about the bike. He loves it. So that to me, that says it all. If you're buying something that's definitely more highly strung than the kind of more mid-range models, and it still performs reliably over 20,000-30,000 miles, that's pretty damn good.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to the second bike that I want to discuss.
Un moment, por favor.
Yes, we'll just get the Bold Gorilla to put the old picture up, and you might want to be sitting down for this one, lads, and have a stiff drink, Andy, because it ain't pretty.
There you go, sir.
All right, add to stream. All right, here we go. Oh God, that's ugly.
It's disgusting.
It's such an ugly body.
Like it kind of looks like a tumor.
I discussed this bike with What Would Grant Do and Moto Dragon recently, and my biggest problem with it is this was an easy win. I love the frame. The tank is pretty. When you remove that overhanging flappy bit at the back, the tail section is class. Obviously the exhaust is hideous, but all stock exhausts are hideous now. All they had to do was get that front section right, and they completely missed the goal. Like, what is that?
Oh, absolutely. That is like
goddamn hideous.
It is, and it's just indescribably horrible. And again, like, in fairness, it's like they were standing in front of an open goal and they went and hit the feckin' corner flag. Like, it's
that's it.
Absolutely terrible.
I sat on one of these at Motorcycle Live, and I wouldn't have the H2 for obvious reasons, because it's a super sports bike. It just wouldn't fit in it. The H2SX I would consider, but like, I love Hyper Nakeds. I love the MT10. I love the FTR 1200. I really love that engine, that supercharger, the whistle, everything. It's perfect. But I sat on it. It was comfortable. But even looking down over it, it's like, ugh. What is that?
It is. It is. And like, I think, it's just from the handlebars forward, it just goes terribly wrong, the whole thing, in my opinion. And like, with people here saying like, Gary Burton, I like this bike. I bloody like it too, from the handlebars back. I love the engine. I love the engine. I love the design of the frame and the tail section and stuff like that. It's just the nose. It's horrible.
But see, the thing is, sorry, go on, Pete.
All their front ends on all of their bikes look like this alien thing, and it's not a good look. Even their full bed bikes. I mean, like that is a full bed bike. They call it a naked, but it's not. It's a flipping fair bike.
That's a fair point. But like with the H2 gets away with the mad styling because it has much more. They got to kind of, I think, expand on that style out and around. That style doesn't work that small, in my opinion. The H2SX I really like. I actually adore the H2s. I think even with all the winglets and stuff, that thing just looks like a serial killer made into a bike. But the cool movie serial killers, those ones, you're like, oh yeah, I want him to win. But this one I just can't get over. I can't get over that nose and light. It's just awful.
Just addressing a few comments here. Gary Burton, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Absolutely. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people who will, be on semi-chub at the sight of this bike, and there's no denying that. But, it's just not my cup of tea at all. And Alan Bastard, the Quacka is still a great bike. It's just a little unconventional. I don't think there's any of us disputing the fact that it's going to be a great bike. It's going to be an absolute monster, and it's probably going to be brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely going to do well because it's an amazing engine. Anyone who doesn't like that engine is probably incredibly ill and needs to see a doctor soon. But
exactly, yeah.
But like, I just don't understand why they did. Look, maybe there'll be aftermarket ways to fix it, or make it better for people who don't really like it. But
I think what they should have done is done a sort of straight triple style kind of little cowl headlight kind of arrangement. Like your bike has hippodromes, the just simple kind of front end, which I think would have been a lot more becoming myself, but sure, that's just me and my shitty opinion, isn't it?
Is it the Z900 is pretty, something like that even. They had the options there, they had the tools, but they just didn't look. And at the same time, as Gary said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'll put it to you this way: if I was going to buy a bike and it was between the MT10, the FTR 1200, and the Kawasaki, and for whatever reason that bike was, on par or slightly cheaper, that particular nose section, I don't think it'd stop me buying it because it's probably not. It's going to be a bloody magnificent bike.
Yeah. Kazawaki, I look at that bike and I'm waiting to hear the sound Optimus Prime makes as he transforms. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny, Kaz? Who's going, me or you?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you go? Do you know what's funny for Kaz there? Like the MT line, the designer for Yamaha was inspired by Transformers. So clearly that missed the mark on poor old Kaz. He's looking at the Schumer bike and seeing Transformers. I'm calling it it's a Schumer bike. That's what it is. That's what I'm calling it.
The one thing I will say about it though is that when you're riding it, you don't have to look at the nose.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, and I'd imagine that when you do get on it and ride it, any, I suppose, aesthetic quibbles that may be there, you'd probably get over them pretty goddamn quickly.
Mm-hmm. But as to Pete's point as well, he said it's more a fared bike, and I'd agree. Yeah. And from that, because of that, it's the handlebars. The handlebars are wrong for that style as well. They need to be more MT10 like, kind of wider and nearly dirt bike stance.
Yeah, I would agree with that absolutely. Yeah, but it's probably not the greatest looking bike that has ever existed, but I'm sure it's a hell of a bike to ride.
Anyway, I also like Transformers Bandit Man.
Yes.
Have you heard about the Ducati, the Multistrada that they're doing with 190 brake horsepower, an adventure bike with 190 brake horsepower?
Is this the V4?
Yeah.
The V4 one, yeah.
Yeah. Hippo, as we've said on the last two live streams we've done, both of us have just been monetized. You can't say V4 Multistrada because it's porn.
It's porn, yeah. Unfortunately, it's porn, yeah. It's a good thing you can't see my lower half, is what I'll say.
Like if we put up a picture of a V4 Multistrada, my channel would instantly be deleted. It's just that level of filth.
Like, that belongs in Pornhub, not in YouTube.
Exactly. This is the wrong tube, buddy. All right. Of course, to the people watching, if you have any questions or anything like that, hit us up in the old comments section. We will get to them, as many of them as we can. And Epic Adam, hey guys, God, it looks like the Three Stooges came back from a few days camping at Chernobyl. I don't know what to say to that.
I am a beautiful man, Adam. How dare you?
Me, I'm gorgeous. Here's my feel.
Yeah, look at how. We're not gorgeous. No, he's right.
No, we're just three hairy men.
Well, I know the XT Donkey V4 rubbish. You just take yourself off this stream, and that's it. Yeah, gone. Get out of here.
Like Donkey, mate, just go have a fucking word with yourself, son. Seriously. Just us.
No, do you know what he needs to do? He needs to go listen to an hour of V4 Chuano sounds, and then he'll come back and apologize. Yeah, it's because he'll know he was wrong.
Bring a box of tissues with you. All right. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next, I suppose, topic. And the topic is weird things about motorcycling, or weird little things that might be just unique to you, that you always do, or that you always notice when you're motorcycling. And I'll start. And this is one I was was mentioning to Gorilla earlier, and I think he thought I was mental. But every time I ride a motorcycle on a semi-long trip for, say, an hour or more, I always have to take a crap. Always. And I don't know why this is.
I think your bike might be too vibraty, just shaking everything loose.
Probably, yeah. That's the only explanation I can really give for it. And that's my weird thing, I guess. What about you, Gorilla?
I have nearly pissed myself on a long trip before, because I was like, I didn't really. It was in the summer, and I started out in the morning, so it was really cold. I mean, it was like 4 degrees Celsius, and then it got sunny. I was actually going down the Healy Pass way. Got really sunny, and I knew I was sweating a lot, and I was like, I'll pull over soon, and take off the pants out under my textiles. And I was actually fully unsure, because I really need to go for the piss. And then I was like, I don't really need to go anymore. And I was like, have I pissed myself? And to this day, I'm not really 100% certain. I'm pretty certain I didn't, but you can't be sure.
You never tell when you're sweaty.
Just all kind of among friends here, Gorilla. It's all right to admit it, mate.
No, I think I was literally sweating so much that the water got drawn back into my body, and I was like, we can't get rid of that now. We need it.
Epic Adam, third gear tickles my balls. Is that common on a 600?
Third gear is the best gear on a 600.
Yeah.
Especially a 4-cylinder. That's the let's go fast gear.
It's the same on a 650 as well. Yeah, third gear is the let's get shit done gear.
Alan BS, Third MP HD owners. I like Harleys. Harleys are nice.
Yeah. I have nothing against Harleys either. I actually the ones I've ridden, two of them I didn't like, but one of them I absolutely loved. I rode a Straight Glide, and that was bloody excellent. I absolutely loved the thing. I've also ridden a Sportster, which was kind of shit. It's just, it's not that it's shit, it's just not my cup of tea. And I rode the Straight 500, which that is actually objectively a shit bike.
Which Harley was it that you fell off?
Pardon?
Which Harley was it that you fell off?
Oh, that was the Sportster. Yeah. So it's not that it's a bad bike, it's just that I'm absolutely terrified of them and will never ride one again.
I had to go on 48 many years ago, and just a test ride, and the engine on it was lovely. I mean, the 1200 is a great beast of an engine. Only road. I mean, it's not a sports bike at all, but it's not designed to be. But I'm too small. I couldn't reach the handlebars. I couldn't reach the foot pegs. everything was like at least an inch too far away for me. And I know you can get like the mid pegs. Get that off the camera. I know you can get the mid pegs, but they just don't fit me.
No.
I mean, I'm really interested by their what's it called, the live wire, if they can get that working properly.
Yeah.
They had that up at the show. Do you sit on it up at the bike show, Gorilla?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think that, to be honest, and I know everyone is kind of saying, "Oh well, look, the proof of the pudding that they failed is that the CEO resigned." I disagree. I think if the reason they pushed him to resign was the live wire, I think it was way too early and probably grossly unfair if that was the reason. I think there's a huge amount of potential in that live wire. Huge amount of potential. Just to go back to Alan, apologies, Alan. I the owners, yeah, fair. To be honest, I'm split on this because I know a lot of Hardy owners, and 90% of them are completely normal humans, and then the 10% of them are the ones who won't even actually speak to me because I don't own a Hardy, which is just fair. But I think 90% they're all sound.
Yeah, like I think in any subset of, I suppose, the motorcycle community, there are wankers that ruin it for the rest of them. For example, in the ADV community, there's absolutely obnoxious dickheads who are convinced they know everything, and they usually ride BMW 1200 GSs and just look down their noses at anyone who doesn't. Amongst sports bikes, there's what I like to call the liter bike master race. These lads most of them buy 1000cc sports bikes just so they can tell you that they have a 1000cc sports bike.
But sure, like it's like I have gotten messages in the past because I don't go particularly fast on my YouTube channel, and people message me like, "Oh, you can't ride a bike, you're going really slow." It's like, well, no, I'm riding on tiny narrow roads and going just about fast enough. Also, I'm talking to a camera and trying to make sure people see the surrounding area. But, these people actually, I know one of them, and his version of a spin is literally to go out and go flat out on his Fireblade for 20 minutes, and that's all he ever does. He just literally 20 minutes to a coffee shop as fast as he can and home. So he probably has ridden in total, maybe in his life, 5,000 kilometers, and he's telling people they don't ride fast enough. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no. And it's the same with me. I've had people, I suppose, have a go at me saying that I'm a shit rider and all that. I know I'm not a good rider. I've only been doing it about 3 years. I'm not the most confident. I'm still learning the craft. And I started later in life. I was 35 when I started, meaning I had long since outgrown that I'm invincible stage. And I'm quite cautious and I take it easy on the bike. And I'm a terrible off-road rider. I know this. In fact, it is a feature of my bloody videos most of the time.
But even with that, did you see Shade Tree's latest video with Flip, the dual vlog?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually. I must watch that.
That was really good, and I really enjoyed it because several times through the video, Shade Tree was like, take your time. You haven't ridden twisties before, take your time. And Flip, who knew this was going to be on camera, was very clearly not 100% comfortable on the twisties and kept slowing down. I was like, no, let everyone know. I'm perfectly happy going this speed and taking my time, and I think that's really good for people to see, because obviously Shade Tree is a massive channel, and too many people get the whole, if you're not going fast, you're not riding a bike bullshit. What I mean,
that's small willy nonsense.
Well, it's madness. It's madness.
I find it quite odd looking at American riders and stuff like that because they don't have corners in the same way we do here. I mean, if I go out of my house and get on my bike, the moment I leave town, in whatever direction I go in, there's twisty roads, and it's quite alien, I think, for people in the UK to not understand that Americans don't have the confidence in the corners. It's not because they haven't got riding experience necessarily; it's just they haven't got corners.
Yeah, that's not their fault.
In large parts of it, yes, that's the case. It's the same in Australia. There are large parts of it with straight flat roads. Like I learned to ride in the middle of the bloody Outback. Not much bends out there, and I didn't really ride a properly twisty road until I rented a bike down in Melbourne and took it up the mountains around Melbourne. And and again, like there was lads and bikes flying past me, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to take my sweet ass time. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. But sure, and even like at that, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me that people think that they have to go out and do that straight. And it's something that I've actually said multiple times on Discords and stuff, is when people are looking at you know, the likes of Moto Jitsu. And by the way, not calling out Moto Jitsu, I think has a good channel, you know, obviously knows how to ride a bike. But if you're telling people that this is how you, for instance, trail brake into a corner and this is the way to do it, it's not. The way you first take a corner when you're a learner is you slow down until you get used to how fast you should be going through a corner. You take your goddamn time. I know too many people who've come off bikes when the only thing they needed to do to not come off the bike is to slow down. Simple.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Speed kills and all that. Speed kills and all that.
Yeah,
well, it's not like, well, speeding in the wrong place kills.
Yeah.
I think it's just more that if you don't give yourself a chance to react to a situation when you're not experienced enough to deal with it, that's what kills you. So if you slow down, you give yourself more reaction time. Simple.
Yeah.
By the way,
exactly. It's like,
is my microphone causing feedback?
I think just a small bit. People in the comments, is there a lot of feedback?
I'm actually not getting it through. So yeah, if the commenters would tell us, that'd be good.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for that, Bandit Man, I find myself nodding at motorcycles. I'm driving my van. Yeah, I always do that. If I'm driving a car,
same. Yeah, I'll give him an old wave as well. Yeah. What else have we got here? Sean Strail. What about the new Rocket 3? Yeah, I wouldn't turn my nose up at one now.
To be honest, and this is just because of who I am as a human being, which is a weird one. I think if I was to go try get one, I'd probably try get the old one. But then at the same time, I think the newest bike I've been looking at recently was a 2004 SV1000. So and you know, I also want to get a 90s Sportster. So but I do really like the new Rocket 3. I sat on that as well at Motorcycle Live, and I thought it was gorgeous.
The red one. It's got to be the red one. None of that touring rubbish.
Yeah.
XT Donkey all sounds good here. Yeah, I think we're all good. Yeah, I don't think there's anything too bad. Yeah. All right, that's excellent. So again, comment section if you have any questions for any of us, or if Gorilla or Hippo have anything they would like to raise, go for it.
The Yamaha VMAX, I want to raise that. I absolutely adore them. That's one bike.
There's something else being raised here.
Yeah. If that was available new in Ireland, I think I would go buy one on finance.
Yeah.
Because it's the closest I can get to the likes of an old Magna at the moment.
Yeah.
And
it's like, I know people go on about the V-Rod and the Rocket 3 and all that. If you ask me, the VMAX is the daddy of the muscle cruisers. It just, for me, it is. It's
Magna. Magna came first. The Magna came first.
It came first, yeah.
The VMAX dethroned it, but the Magna came first.
The Magna did come first. I will absolutely give you that, sir. Yes, definitely did.
But even the full power VMAX, I mean, it was at like 145, 150 brake horsepower, wasn't it?
The old one, yeah.
And that's an incredible amount of power back then. But now, you're like, really? Is that all?
but you're back then, like, they didn't have the tires to even utilize that properly.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
Nah. The VMAX would have been rubbish with the tyres anyway, even if they were good, because the front and rear wheel were offset. So it would go around one corner one way, and then completely different characteristics going the other way.
Probably, yes.
That's
so basically, an old VMAX with modern tyres is what you want.
And do you know what's funny? Actually, my video that I made a long time ago, just literally, I was kind of just saying, if a 2020 VMAX was possible, I'd love to have one. It's my most disliked video, and I have no idea why. It has like 20-something dislikes.
Weird.
Yeah. And my average is like 2 or 3, because there's definitely one person who just doesn't like me that goes through and clicks dislike on my videos, which is fine. You know?
I have one of those too, yeah.
That's nearly like that. Oh, you remembered to come and dislike my video. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. But with that VMAX video, like
thank you for that. Thank you for that click, buddy, and I hope you enjoy the haterade.
But the funny thing about it, I've never gotten a negative comment on it, just dislikes. But even because of the dislikes, it's also one of my most watched videos. It has thousands of views, and it was literally me driving to and then from work going, I like the VMAX. And people watch quite a bit of the video, and most people like it. But yeah, it got a load of dislikes, and I'd love for someone to comment and say why.
Yeah, but they never actually do that, do they? It's like, no, it's like, you know, I think my most disliked video is 12 dislikes or something like that, and it's I think the reason why is because that was the video I made actually when Townsville was underwater, and I think the video,
wasn't it?
Yeah, the video went unexpectedly viral after the Guardian newspaper actually shared it. So it got like 8,000 or 9,000 views basically overnight. It is well over 10 now, and I ended up again. At the time, it was just a small moto vlogging channel. At the time, I had a couple of hundred subscribers. And, you know, I had a couple of hundred subs. And then all of a sudden, a video I made about a non-motorcycle related topic was in the bloody newspapers. And I think I kind of mentioned, there was a saying in it when I mentioned, oh, well, at least the bike seems to be safe in the garage. And then I had idiots going, oh, people are losing their homes. Who gives a fuck about your motorcycle? And I was just like, oh, you absolute fucking dumbasses. Like, you know, yeah. And the thing about it is, I had gotten the V-Strom 3 days before the floods. 3 fucking days. So, yeah, I was a bit fucking tetchy about it. I'm not going to lie.
But even at that, like, I don't see why. This is something that kind of winds me up a little bit, right? You know, like, if someone else is in a bad situation and you're in a less bad situation, it doesn't mean that you can't comment on your less bad situation. Do you know, it's like people who, they might be some of the wealthiest people in the world and they might suffer from crippling depression, and they come out in the public, I have crippling depression, and people are like, well, that guy over there, his whole family just died in a plane crash, and then a bear ate his legs off and his house burned down, and you dare say you're depressed. It's like,
oh, I hate that.
Everyone can have problems.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like, it's the way I look at it is that, like, it's like someone giving out to you for complaining about being stabbed because you haven't been shot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is, like, you know, and it's like,
well, it could be worse. Shut up.
Yeah, like Bandit Man says, dislikes and negative comments are just part of the YouTube thing, unfortunately. Look, absolutely, it's a public forum, and like at the end of the day, we're just 3 people. The 3 people on the screen here are basically 3 people who oftentimes put their own opinions about stuff out there, and people aren't always going to agree with that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And that's absolutely okay. It's par for the fucking course. It's like, you know, people like different things. People have different views and stuff. That's absolutely fine. It's just, you know, just don't be an arse about it. Like, you know, it's okay to disagree with people. Just don't be a dick about it.
Don't be a dickhead. Simple. What were you going to say, Peter?
I was just to say, can you explain that in metric, Paddy?
Oh my God, I'll still never go. But like, that's kind of the thing about it, though. Is like, you know, at the end of the, I had some guy who's from pretty much the one country in the world where people watch my videos that doesn't use the metric system. Like, of course I'm using the metric system. I'm an Irishman who lives in Australia. You know, of course I'm bloody.
Yeah, but again, someone who'd comment that probably might not know about the metric system in the rest of the world, or even the rest of the world, possibly. So you have to bear that in mind.
I got that impression off of this dude. Yeah, he was kind of I'd say the guy has no concept of the world beyond the end of his own nose, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but even it's like Dublin people. Do you know, like Dublin people who never leave Dublin, and then they leave Dublin and they're like, oh, Cork is nice. And it's like, yep, this is literally 2 hours down the road from you, and you haven't been here till you were 26.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like kind of like, or like, oh, I'd meet someone out here. Where are you from? I'm from Ennis. Oh, I've never been there. Why not? It's awesome. Have you been to Clare? It's bloody beautiful. Like, but that's just a a lot of people just live in their own little bubble, and I suppose good luck to them, you know.
Oh yeah,
I hope.
like again, it goes back to the don't be a dickhead bit. If you haven't been out of your place, maybe just keep it calm.
Yeah, just a comment that the XT Donkey raised here, that Spicy 110 got flack for recording a video that was recorded before the world went to shit, and I'm still posting and no one is coming at me. Yeah, but that's just it, like, you know. But you know, and I had to laugh at the comments. Spicy, I was actually having a bit of a laugh with him on Twitter about it, like, because he was even at the start of the video had clearly written this was recorded before the lockdown. Like, you know, you couldn't have bloody missed it. And sure, you know, Bandit Man UK, everyone has an opinion and at least people are watching. That is true, Bandit Man. That is absolutely true.
Yep.
To be honest with you, normally if I get stupid or really negative comments, I just ignore them, or if they're particularly, I suppose, rank, I'll delete them, because arguing in the comment section is the most pointless thing in the world.
There's no winners.
No, and like at the end of the day, have you ever seen a big Facebook schmozzle in the comment section or something? Has anyone ever gone, oh, I'm sorry, you were right, I was completely wrong about that? Doesn't happen. Everyone just digs their heels in and has to be right, so why bother?
Got that whole Dublin thing when I moved up here from Waterford. Yeah, absolutely. And like, Waterford's a big enough city as well, you know, just no one has any concept of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like, you know, like I think you know, it's like it's the same with Ennis, like, you know, people are like oh, Ennis is just a little town. And I'm like, it's actually in the top 10 largest urban areas in the Republic of Ireland. Like, you know, it's actually quite a big place. Anyway.
Move on from that.
Moving swiftly on. We'll get back to bikes as opposed to as opposed to just sitting here talking shite. Anyone Bandit Man UK, I've gained a newfound appreciation of the Irish accent on these live feeds. Ah, well, thank you.
You know, our accents are muck. There's way nicer accents in Ireland.
Yeah. Like, he has a flat, like, we both have flat rural Leinster accents, which is, it's the worst kind of Irish accent. It is. You know, like, I'm originally from Kildare and I never lost the accent, and Gorilla's from Kilkenny originally. That part of Ireland, the kind of Eastern Midlands, worst accent in Ireland by a mile. Yeah. Muck.
Yeah.
And I happen to know that Hippodromes has an Irish surname, so he's going to have to do an Irish accent now. Fuck off.
That was pretty good.
I've never been to Ireland either. Never been to America, never been to Ireland.
Yeah, you have to come over to Ireland.
You will, man.
I rode a motorbike to Liverpool docks to be delivered to Ireland.
We should have come with it. Next time, come with
it. To be honest,
yes, absolutely do. Next time, just get the ferry.
I actually, because the journey home was horrendous. It took us from Liverpool to get down to West Sussex. Should have taken about 4 hours.
Yeah.
12 hours. Yeah, we went the wrong way.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't like that journey to Liverpool.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Actually, Kazawaki, like mine, Kaz has a nice accent. There you go.
Yeah, kind of North Cork. It's a good accent.
Good accent.
Anyway, yeah, I have to, like, when all this COVID thing is over, I am booking a trip home. I just am, and I have never ridden a bike in Ireland, and I do need to fix that.
No,
yeah.
Yes.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh shit! I've just been demonetized.
Yeah. I'll as soon as you're ready to come back, the phaser is still there for you. Don't worry, it's gonna have a new clutch to it as well. So
nice.
I'll ride the Magma or the other secret that I haven't revealed yet.
The secret squirrel bike.
You've seen, you have seen it,
I have seen it, I have. I'm privy to the knowledge.
To be honest, if I hadn't shown it to like a couple of people, I would have definitely told everyone by now. It's just the fact that some people know. I'm like, I need to tell everyone. I'm like, it's all right. I'll just message what will Grant do and talk to him about it for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good to have like people that you can just divulge these secrets to in a controlled manner.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right. I kind of forgot what else I was going to talk about here.
Hold on, I'll check your description. I think you had a few things in there. Bizarre riding phenomena, camping or hotel motel. Which do you prefer when on a long trip?
Camping. Definitely camping. Definitely camping.
I'm weather dependent.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go when it was crap.
Well, like it's not. You see, in Australia, it's not. I've no problem camping in winter here. It's camping in summer that's the bloody problem here.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's the heat. Because the last thing you want to be doing is spending a night in a nylon box when it doesn't get down below 25 degrees at night.
You just wake up in a puddle of your own sweat piss. You might not know which one.
Sweat piss, yes, exactly. Is it sweat? Is it piss? Who knows?
To be honest, I'm the same in a way. If I'm going for like the time we went down to Ventry for the moto camping, like that rained. I mean, it rained so much that night. But like you don't really care because when you're in the tent, you can still shout across at each other, have a few cans. You know, that was fine. But the only thing I would say is if I'm going for like a longer period of time, I'd like to, because I have done that before in a car with a few people, is intersperse camping with a night in a hotel or something to charge everything back up and have a shower or stuff like that. It depends on the length of the trip. Yeah, for me,
I have a 12-volt socket in my bike, so I can just charge everything anyway. But I
was before I was doing any motor vlogging or anything like that, so I didn't really do much filming. I tried filming a bit, but I couldn't charge my battery up on my GoPro. So once that was flat, that was it. But that I camped all the way around. I didn't take any waterproofs with me at all. Not even any proper biking kit really, except for a leather jacket. But yeah, that was brilliant. That was packing as light as possible and just pitching my tent up whenever I got tired and found a campsite.
Yeah, that's a really good way to do it.
I was doing it at campsites though, rather than like camping wild or anything like that. So there was showers and somewhere to buy beer and things. So that's my sort of camping. Doing campsites. I was supposed to be going up with Epic Adam to do the North Coast 500, but the dates didn't tie in, and I'm guessing that's probably been canned now anyway, because in the comments, Epic Adam saying I didn't enjoy our camping trip. It was only because you poked me in the bum hole.
Maybe if you'd have kept your lad in your pants, he'd have enjoyed it more.
To be honest, the XT Donkey makes a great point. If you're like, if I was going away and kind of exploring one whole area with a couple of people, I think a base of operations is good. And key and gig in there as well on a long trip. I think for key and that's what I was talking about. I wouldn't mind for something like that to intersperse a bit of camping, but if you're going for that long, again, a hotel just gives you that bit of comfort. But if I'm going out for a night or two camping, yeah, absolutely.
It's the same on long, if I'm doing a really long trip in Australia, again, I would probably prefer hotels because it means you save an hour a day, first of all, faffing around with tents and packing everything up. And Sean Strail actually there made another good point about camping in Australia is that snakes love tents.
Australia, everything there wants to flipping kill you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you see a little spider wrapped up in your tent when you unpack it in the UK or Ireland, you're like, spider. Whereas I'm like, is that a whitetail? Is that a redback? Is that going to kill me? And it's
You're supposed to be trying to convince me to move to Australia, not convince me not to.
Oh, it's grandeur, honestly. Apart from the shit. Alan Bastard, the humidity gets me more than anything. Yes, absolutely. like especially in this neck of the woods as well, like when it's 35 degrees and the air is like soup, you cannot camp in that. You just can't. It is impossible to cool down.
Kaz just dropped his pants and showed us out. Look, 4 12-volt sockets.
Oh, Jesus. Put it away there, Kaz.
He's compensating. I have no 12-volt sockets. I just like to make that point, you know.
I've only one. Yeah. So obviously the amount of 12-volt sockets on your bike is
directly
related in correlation to something else. Yeah,
your height. I was talking about your height.
Oh yeah.
What were you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Paddy. I was just talking about height. Kaz is short.
Yeah, both of us are way taller than Kaz, but you're taller than me. That's why you've none.
Yeah, exactly. And anyone who is thinking anything else, you're all filthy and disgusting.
Yeah, especially you. Yeah, but one thing I often do when I stay in hospital, I stay in hostels quite a bit if I travel here. They're cheap. Most of them have individual rooms that you can rent, still way cheaper than a hotel or a motel or anything like that, and they're usually pretty clean, air-conned and all that. The only problem is that I went down to Mission Beach. There would have been last June or July, and at about 2:00 in the morning, I was walking by a drunk Belgian guy who was screaming, and I ended up having to tell him to be quiet. Might not have been my exact words. So that's the downside of staying in hostels. They are cheap, but it is taking a gamble, definitely.
What I have done and what I was going to do, I still hope to get some of it done this year, but I really wanted to go to Scotland, Wales and stuff, and meet up with a few people over there who obviously have gotten to know through YouTube as well. But Airbnb, you just rent a room on Airbnb. You can get a shower in the morning, you can have a good sleep and piss off, and they're realistically they're not that much more expensive than a hostel, but I've had way too many bad experiences in hostels. So unless you're booking out a room in a hostel, I think you may as well just get to the point that you're not going to get sleep, especially when, I don't know about you, but here in Ireland especially, I don't fit in hostel beds. I just don't.
No, last time I was in one, I had a double bed, admittedly, so I just did the usual slight diagonal and that, and I was grand. But that is, I suppose it is a good way to save money if you're doing it in Australia, but there are pitfalls, definitely. It's, it's better than camping, unless it's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, unless you get a shitty roommate.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember years ago, I was 10 years ago or more now, I was up in Sydney and I stayed in a hostel, and about 2:00 in the morning, there was this German lad and he started playing with himself in the shared room. So myself and this English lad just kicked him out of the hostel in the middle of the night.
Oh,
it's 2:00 in the morning. Myself and this English lad woke up, saw him. We were like, fucking out. And So,
did he even go to the bathroom? Christ almighty.
No. The hostel manager was like, what are you doing? And we were just like, he was wanking in the hostel room, and she was like, "Oh right, yeah, he can go."
that's a reasonable reason to kick him out.
I've never but when you sleep in a 9-man mess on a nuclear submarine, that's pretty disgusting.
I forgot you have that experience.
One of them could piss themselves, one of them could have a waz, whatever, but everything rocks.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The thing, actually, that's a very good point that Phil and Bandit Man made, that carrying gear, Phil said would prefer to stay in hotels, and Bandit Man said he stayed in the hut. I think that's the biggest thing for me as well, is carrying the gear. Like when we went down to Bentry, I don't know, did you see the pictures of the phaser, but that thing was loaded up like a donkey. And that was me carrying bare minimum of what I needed to sleep and not freeze to death, because it was 5 degrees Celsius that night. and my camera equipment. So there wasn't a whole pile there. Like it was just, but so yeah, I think, but the way Bandit Man did it would be the absolute job, a little hut or something on a campsite, because you still have the place to yourself. That's the biggest thing for me. Sorry, Pete?
Going to be hooked up to electric as well, so you can sit there, charge your phones and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
And like you can have a wank in peace.
Yeah, you won't get kicked out,
Exactly.
Hey, Donkey, if you're coming down here, to be honest, Cork, you will not have a problem finding something, whether it be Airbnb or whatever else. Cork is a tourist town, so after all this is over, no problem. We'll find something for you.
So it's actually an easy spin from Belfast to Cork these days.
It's boring, yeah.
Yeah, it's just motorway the whole way, no?
Yep.
Just, Christ almighty, I remember going to Belfast when I was a kid, and Jesus Christ, it took like 3 days.
Yep.
Boodog, last time I stayed in a multi-bedroom, I slept with my clothes on, clutching my luggage. Only a single bedroom for me. Yeah.
Fair,
yeah.
And
I wouldn't do a multi-bedroom these days. No fucking way. Not a chance.
I'm not even old, and I'm too old for that shit. So like it's funny because when you're younger, like I stayed in loads of obviously hostels. Like even if you went into if you left Kilkenny to drink somewhere else when you were younger, you'd stay in a hostel. But obviously, I never had the risk of waking up and being in a room with a creepy person, because I would have just smushed them. But I know that's what a couple of my friends said. They're saying, like, you could get in a room, you'd be with an absolute creep, and you just can't sleep because you're worried about it. So yeah, definitely, it's just I would not for me.
No, me neither. But like. There is a lot to be said for.
Can I just, Kaz, my camping video is currently in editing stage, destroyed by Donegal Midget. Just one small person ruined your camping video.
Destroyed by a Donegal Midget.
Just one.
I'm going to go and type that into Pornhub and see what comes up.
Oh, Kaz. I know that was a typo, but brilliant.
Remind me to never go camping with Kaz
in Donegal,
or anywhere.
Yeah, attracts leprechauns.
Oh, Christ Almighty! Oh my God! Right, we've nearly hit the hour mark, lads. So I'm probably going to just wrap this up in a couple of minutes, because it's like nearly 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I could really do with going to bloody bed. Anyone in the comments got any last questions they would like to ask, or anything comments they would like to make? And while you're typing there, if anyone here hasn't subscribed to Hippo or Gorilla, bit of an animal theme going on here, to Hippo or Gorilla, of course, obviously you should, because like if you've subscribed to me and you haven't subscribed to them, well, like both of them are much better than me. So actually don't subscribe to them, because then you won't watch my videos. Anyway, so go subscribe to them. Otherwise, look, thank you very much for coming on to both Gorilla and Hippo. Much appreciated. We must do it again. I won't be doing it at this time again, though. I don't think it's a great time for anyone. I think I'll probably do it earlier in the night here, so maybe around midday UK time.
That was grand.
Yeah, because I think I completely eliminated my Australian audience here, which is like, according to my analytics, is like 50% of my views. So that was kind of gun, foot, bang there on a.
I'm sure they can watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, they can. Otherwise, look, thanks very much for those of you who did come along. Good to chat to you all. For those of you who do watch my channel regularly, I am completely out of motorcycle content. I have nothing left. I have my GoPros and my SD cards bled dry. So normal service will resume as soon as normal service is allowed to resume. Thank you all very much again for sticking by and all that. And again, just thanks again. And Pete, Gorilla, if you'd like to say good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone who tuned in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the couple of questions. Much appreciated.
Yep.
Yeah, cheers everyone. It's been good fun. Do check out Guesto and Lane's video at 6 p.m. today. They did something for the NHS, which is coming out in 2 hours' time. It's the premiere, so do check that out.
Very good.
Yep.
And yeah, it's been awesome fun. Cheers, Paddy, for hosting. Cheers, Gorilla, for shoving up the pictures.
No problem.
Yes. Thank you. You're like my tech bitch.
Thanks for my sticker.
Are you opening that now, or yeah, or is that later?
Get this done.
All right, we've got a live sticker reveal here, people.
We've got stickers, lots of stickers.
Yeah, I felt bad, so I sent a few.
And we've got is it safe? Is it?
It is safe. It's safe.
Oh, we can't talk about it. It's got pandemic in it.
Yeah.
Awesome,
oh,
mate.
my video. This has been double demonetized. Like YouTube are now going to make me pay them to keep this on my channel.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll catch you all again soon, and good luck.
Adios.